What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to share with you how to network with entrepreneurs and connect with CEOs. And by the end of the video, you'll have a specific set of guidelines so that you can reach out and connect with your dream entrepreneurial mentor. I'll also be sharing a template so you can connect with entrepreneurs like myself and any entrepreneur in the world. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Ksebati. I'm the co-founder and CEO of MySwimPro. We're a global technology and media company that has built a distributed team across 10 different time zones. In this series, I help entrepreneurs take their business to the next level. And if you have an idea for starting a company of your own, the right entrepreneurial mindset and the right tips and tricks to take that first step. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and let's get right into it. Now, the first tip to connect with your dream CEO, entrepreneur that you've always had your eye on, is to connect with the right kind of CEO. You have to do a little bit of soul searching and understand what it is you're looking for help for. Ask yourself the question, what do I need help with? It's so important that you reach out to the right kind of CEO at the right level. Not only the right level, what does that mean? It means if you want to connect with Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, or Elon Musk, it's really important that you have a specific reason why you want to connect with that specific entrepreneur. If you have a crush on them, that's not really the best way to connect with them. It's really important that you figure out what is the right industry, the space that you're in. Also, what stage of business are you in? If you're just getting started and you want to get Tim Cook's advice how to run a Fortune 100, Fortune 1 company, he's not really the best fit. Make sure you find entrepreneurs and CEOs in the same industry as you, the same stage of business, and of course, they have to have some kind of a similar interest. They have to be willing to connect with you in the first place, and that's only going to happen if they have some kind of shared passion, interest, industry, or anything like that. It's also really important that you find CEOs that believe in what you believe in. It's really important that you connect with the right kind of individual that resonates with your own personality. It's also really important that you find that personality trait that jams with you. It's really terrible if you try and connect with someone who actually has a very anti-personality to yourself. If you are very kind, outgoing, and social, and the CEO comes across as a jerk, you're probably not going to want to connect with that specific entrepreneur. Number two is really important to do your homework on whoever it is that you're trying to connect with. This means understanding what their needs are. What are they trying to be passionate about? What are they building in their company? What are their current goals? What are their current milestones? What is the current traction that they have? You also need to understand, by following them on social media is an easy way to figure this out, what are they all about? What is their timeline? You want to semi-stalk them, because actually the worst time to connect with someone is if they're traveling. If you go on social media and you find out that they're speaking at a conference and they're going to be in an airplane for 10 hours, that's probably the worst time to shoot them a tweet. Maybe it's the best time to shoot them a tweet because you know by stalking them on Twitter, this entrepreneur spends their whole flight answering Q&A while they're on the flight. So it's really important to really do that background check and that due diligence on the person you're trying to connect with. I always recommend watching their interviews, read their blogs, listen to their speeches. If they've done podcast interviews, if they're producing a lot of content, you should be consuming it to try and understand underneath the skin who this person is, how you can help them, how they can help you, and the right opportunities to reach out to them. Number three is to establish yourself as credible. After you've done the stalking on social media and you know exactly where they're going to be at what time, don't do that. That's way too creepy. But once you have a better idea, you need to establish yourself as a credible figure, so that way when they click on your profile, they're going to see what you're all about. I want you guys to ask yourself the question, would a CEO want to talk to me? Why would I, as the CEO, want to connect with someone who I've never heard of? Ask yourself why and fundamentally understand, why would a CEO want to talk to me? Build your profile and online presence. If someone Google searches you, and I recommend that you should Google yourself, look at what your LinkedIn profile looks like, your Twitter, your handle, the last interactions you've had. Is that representative of someone that the CEO wants to spend their time on? Because ultimately, you are the one asking for help. Ideally, we're going to talk about it, you want to be able to deliver value and give first. But at the end of the day, most likely this CEO, the fact that you're watching this video, you're trying to reach up a notch from where you're at. You're trying to up your game. And I applaud that. Big hustle and big like if you're trying to up your game. We're all trying to up our game all the time. So I really recommend you Google yourself. You make sure you're polished, credible profile. You don't want to look like a sleazy profile online where you have like a crappy mugshot, or maybe you have a mugshot of a dog, right? How am I going to connect with Sam or Michael or Jeff or Sarah? The picture of a dog, right? Like, maybe they're going to be a pet fan. And if you're trying to connect with someone who has a dog, that actually would work out perfectly. But again, it comes back to doing your homework, understanding who they are, find something to connect with. It might be their passion. It might be the cause. You might be, passionate about saving the planet or global warming, or you might be really passionate about unit economics in small businesses in sub-Saharan Africa. I'm not really sure. Find something that you're both passionate about. It could be hobbies. Maybe you're both into swimming. Maybe you're both into playing tennis, golf, reading about politics. You find any little thing that you can connect with and leverage that to your advantage, because people like sharing and connecting with other people who are similar to them. If you can connect over something, it makes it a lot easier. And then when I share the introduction, the template, you can figure out how to insert those different things that you can connect on. It could be a college alumni network. Maybe go Wayne State Warriors, Wayne State Pride. Let me know in the comments if you got a Wayne State Warrior following. Networking groups, politics, ethnicity. Maybe you share a similar ethnic, heritage. Maybe you're both from Romania, China, Poland, wherever it may be. Find something to connect with, and that will help all the more. And I recommend being proactive. You got to take that first step. This isn't like dating where it's the social media. It's like, ooh, who's going to slide into the DMs first? They're not going to reach out to you. The CEO or entrepreneur has a million things going on. You're the last on their mind, especially if they don't even know who you are. So you have to take that first step. Introduce yourself concisely. Be as concise as possible. Don't drag on. Keep it short, to the point. Get to the point. And I recommend be persistent, but don't be annoying. So if you reach out, you hear nothing, maybe reach out on another channel. They might not have seen it. Entrepreneurs, CEOs, are getting a lot of messages. If they have a big social following, they're probably getting hit up on Twitter, Instagram, wherever, maybe hundreds, if not thousands of times per day. So it's super important that you're concise, to the point, try multiple channels, be persistent, but don't be annoying. And don't get discouraged. If you really have a list of a few entrepreneurs you're trying to reach out with, don't get stuck on one of them. Reach out to a few of them and see who can help you. Because ultimately, you need to ask yourself the question, what do I need help with? And most likely, there's other entrepreneurs besides the one that you're reaching out with who can help you. Number 6, it's all about give first. At Techstars Startup Global Accelerator, it's pretty awesome. They have the motto, give first, hashtag give first. And really, it's the concept that you need to offer to help. It's not take, take, take. It's give, give, give. And it's not take, give, take, give. If anything, you should always be trying to disproportionately help other people, because the karma and the benefit in the long run is going to be outweighing whatever the upfront work was. And you should genuinely, empathetically try and help people, because it makes you feel so good. It makes you feel empowered. It makes you do better in your own life. So that is no different when it comes to networking with entrepreneurs and CEOs. You can always help people. Find a way. But I can't. They've built this huge company and I'm just starting out. How am I going to No, of course you can always find help. It might come in different ways than you think. Despite what you may believe, CEOs and entrepreneurs do not know everything. You may be a category expert in something. Yes, you need their help with something else, but you can offer some kind of advice, help, at least be empathetic to the fact that they need help in something, even if you cannot help them immediately. By the fact that you are showing them empathy means you are more likely to get a response. Share an article, a video, a tip. Share that empathy to show that you care and that you're interested in what it is that they're doing. And at some point in the future, you might be able to help them, even if you can't help them in the short term. And of course, respect their time. You should respect everyone's time. Entrepreneurs and CEOs specifically are bombarded all the time, 24/7. I want a job. I'm looking to invest. The news, PR, there's always inbound interest when you're in that kind of a position. So you have to respect the time. Use it wisely. Get to the point. Be efficient, consistent, convenient. When it comes to setting up a meeting, if you are so lucky to grab a spot on the calendar, make it a 30-minute meeting, not a 60-minute meeting. Make it easy for them to say yes. Grabbing coffee is normally a big no-no. I don't want to grab coffee with you. I don't know who you are. I don't live at the coffee shop, right? Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Apply some empathy. If you've got a bunch of things to do in the day, there's 30 different to-dos, there's meetings already scheduled, going to a coffee shop and spending some amount of time is not convenient at all. Be convenient for the person you're trying to reach out to so that it makes it easy for them to say yes. Number 8, harness the power of social media. I will tell you, we live in an incredible time. It is so amazing. You can connect with literally anyone in the world at any time. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Just think about it for a second. use social media to socialize. This is where you can have these casual conversations that lead into a meeting. If you want to get right to the point, you can just slide right into the DMs. You can get introduced via social media, whether it's, the email's old school, but we've got LinkedIn, we've got Twitter, we've got TikTok. You can send video messages. It's insane. You can also connect at physical events, but social media is the way to go. Here's why. You can establish your credibility immediately. You can do all your homework immediately. You know when the person's going to be on an airplane. You know when they're getting off the plane. You know when they're traveling. You know when they've spoken at a conference. They've published some article. Take advantage of these timings to reach out at the opportune moment and find the right channel. It could be YouTube. It could be Twitter. Analyze who you're trying to reach out to and figure out when they spend time on which networks. An awesome example for myself is MKBHD, one of the most popular YouTubers in the world. Way back in 2012, he was still, he's getting there. He's getting pretty big, but he was still just starting out. And I have a Twitter conversation with him telling him, hey man, I just checked out your YouTube. It's pretty awesome stuff. I asked him, do you have a website? He's like, hey, thanks man. No, it's good. I don't have a website yet. I'm connecting with MKBHD pre-website, and now he has like 11 million plus subscribers on his account. He's like celebrity, right? And it just goes to show that you can build that network. Now, I'm not saying I'm tight with the dude, but you can reach out to literally anyone in the world. And there are countless examples on LinkedIn, Twitter, of people connecting with the Elon Musk, Tim Cook, and they will reply because they can see it. You have access to them. It's absolutely insane. I think I followed up with MKBHD asking him what camera he was using, and he replied with a Canon T2i. Pretty sweet. I'm recording this with a Canon T4i, one-upping him. However, it is 2020, and that was 2012. Besides the point, pretty sweet. I'll link MKBHD in the description below. Number 9, be specific in your ask. This is probably the biggest dilemma in an entrepreneur or CEO saying yes to taking a meeting with you. Here's why. If you leave it generic, and you say something like, I'd like to pick your brain. Ooh, big no-no. I'd like to talk your ear off. Well, good, I don't want to have you talk my ear off. I'm good keeping my ear, and I'm going to focus my time on something more productive than have someone talk my ear off. I'd like to get your advice. Ooh, big terrible no-no. I'd like to catch up. There's nothing to catch up on if I don't even know who you are. And even if I do know who you are, why would I catch up? I've got 15 things to do on my agenda. Sorry, it's a little bit of a rant, but I get these messages literally every single day. I'd like to get your advice. Advice on what? There's something called Google. Go Google your question. It's probably going to help you more than I can help you. That's why it's so important to be specific. The more specific and concise you are in your ask, and the more empathy you can place with the person you're asking for help with, the higher likelihood, by an order of magnitude, the person is to say yes. And we're going to talk about that example that I give in just a second. Number 10, be thankful for the follow-up. If you happen to get the opportunity to speak with an entrepreneur, to get that CEO one-on-one time, that's amazing. You should thank them for their time. It takes more than one connection. So you might be able to connect with them immediately and get that meeting. It might take 10 tweets or 20 tweets later. Whatever it is, be consistent, network, and of course say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the time. And then ask how you can reciprocate in the future. Maybe you can't help them with anything right now, but you can help them in the future. And a few bonus tips besides these 10. Here's bonus number 1. Get an introduction. This is probably the easiest way. I don't know why I saved it at the very end of the video, but this is the easiest way to get introduced to the entrepreneur and CEO of your dreams. That ultimate crush, if you happen to know someone who knows someone, get that email introduction, text, LinkedIn, Instagram DM, in-person, physical introduction. That's actually the most powerful. Digital is great because there's a footprint of it. But if you can network with someone who actually knows the person very well, a warm introduction will increase your chances of getting that meeting, or at least getting a response, by at least an order of magnitude, maybe 2. So you are 100 times more likely to connect with the Elon Musk, the Tim Cook, the insert CEO here, if someone they like and they trust and they respect makes that warm introduction. They will definitely at least read your message, and they will elicit some kind of a response because it came and facilitated by a warm introduction. You want to make it easy for them to say yes. I mentioned this before. Don't make it so complicated. Hey, can you meet me at the coffee shop at 3 a.m. on this other part of town that you're not even near? What? Make it easy for them. Hey, can I hop on a 15-minute call at this time or this time or this time? Make it very clear what you're asking for and the specific time, the location, easiest and most convenient for the CEO. And third bonus tip is always ask how you can help. Remember, give first. It's super important that you put yourself out there, you be proactive, you make that first move, but then you ask, how can I be helpful to you? Because you might not be helpful immediately, but you could definitely be helpful in the future. Now, here is an example of how you can reach out to a CEO. In this example, we're going to pretend someone is reaching out to myself. And you're going to see from the example very quickly why it's applicable for someone reaching out to me. And I'm just going to pretend I got this as an email, maybe a DM, maybe this was sent on LinkedIn or something like that. It could come from a number of different channels. If you want to follow me on social media, connect. I'm going to have all my handles linked in the description. But the message is, hey Ferris, I recently watched your TEDx talk. Ooh, this person did their homework on me. They watched a TEDx talk, so they know what I'm all about. They know my personality. They know my charisma, my style of talking, of thinking, of doing things. That's great. Immediately, in 7 words or less, I know that they've done their homework on me. Fantastic start. I'm reading. I'm listening. I watched your TEDx talk and listened to your podcast on fundraising. Ooh, this person not only watched my TEDx talk, but they listened to me talk about some other topic, and it's about fundraising. I'm assuming the next part of the message is going to be about fundraising. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't include that. So I know they've done their homework, and they're getting into something really specific that they know I am a domain expert in. We follow up with podcasts on fundraising, period. I'm a swimmer as well and love your app. Wow, this person not only listened to the podcast, they watched my TEDx talk, and then they said they're a swimmer. I'm a swimmer. I started a swimming technology company. This is amazing. And they like the app, so he or she knows what I'm all about and what I do. And they've kind of pinched me a little bit because they're giving me a compliment. So now I'm like, oh, all right, this person, I'm definitely going to keep reading this long message. Notice it's not that long. It's like 4 sentences. So I'm going to keep reading. I'm currently fundraising for my yoga app on WeFunder. Wow, so we tie back in that fundraising. This person is doing something very specific. They didn't ask me for anything yet, but I'm definitely going to keep listening because I have personal experience fundraising on WeFunder. I don't really know that much about yoga, but I know stuff about fitness apps, and this sounds pretty related. So I'm definitely interested to keep reading what this person's message is. She goes on to say, I was wondering if you can look at our campaign site and share some feedback for our team. There is a very specific ask. We have already launched. I know you're an expert because you've done this before on WeFunder. You've raised $600,000. They don't need to puff me up that much because they know I know. And they're asking about a yoga app, a fitness app. We are a swimming app, very, very parallel. So this is a super specific ask. And I know who's going to benefit from this because I've been in their situation before. So I am very likely to take this. I didn't even finish reading it. I'm very likely to want to click into their campaign site. I want to do as much research as possible about this specific company, whoever this entrepreneur is who reached out to me. I want to know everything about him or her. And then we finish it off. Thank you in advance for your time. Sincerely, the entrepreneur. Wow, they even said, thank you for your time. Again, at this point, I'm so sold in because they had like 5 different points that booked me in. But it's nice to see that this is a genuine human being that reached out to me and said, thank you in advance for your time. Notice all the things that they did not say. They did not say, I'd like to pick your brain. I'd like to talk your ear off. I'd like to get your advice. They asked for specific feedback, and it's not about catching up. They also made it convenient for me. This isn't, hey, Ferris, I like what you're doing. Can I hop on the call with you? I don't know why I want to talk to you on the phone. You didn't give me any reason to want to spend time out of my day when I got a bunch of things to do. And I don't want to come across as like arrogant with my time or anything like that. This is the reality of any entrepreneur or CEO who is grinding and trying to make stuff happen. There's a lot of priorities on your plate already, and the last thing you want to do is add something in that might be ambiguous and you don't know the specific output of how that'll help you in the future. So it's really important that you're very specific, and this message, absolutely, I get messages like this all the time, and I get 10 times as many messages that are like this. There's only so much time in the day, so it's really, really important. Remember, entrepreneurs and CEOs are getting hundreds, if not thousands of messages every single day. So it's up to you to follow some of these steps to connect with the right CEOs, do your homework, find the right social media channels, put your foot out there, take that first step, and make sure you connect with the right people at the right time and be genuine in your ask. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give the video a big like. I'm gonna follow up really quick on this note here. I did do a video, 10 different ways to fund your business, where I talk about WeFunders specifically. I'll link that in the description below. If you're interested in fundraising for your company, I know a thing or two about that. We've raised in a number of different ways, whether it's grants, equity crowdfunding, venture capital, angel investment, all of the things you could think of under the sun. Check it out, linked in the description. And as always, let me know in the comments who your dream entrepreneur CEO that you want to connect with is. And if you've had success, let me know also in the comments who you've been able to connect with, how it went, what your ask was, and of course, let me know what you're working on in your business. As always, stay safe, keep hustling.